Tender Mwadi's brother Olatunji Heru, the edition chief of the Whirlwind, chief officer of the Alkebu-Lan Revivalist movement politics department. Sitting here with Brother Senghor, Baye, first assistant president general of the UNIA. It's a module day, the 3rd of Mosiah 6248. We're just on our way to the airport, conveying Brother Senghor Baye for him to travel back to Washington DC. Just going to ask Brother Senghor a few questions about his time here at our Mosiah opening ceremony, which took place on the 1st of Mosiah 6248. Brother Senghor, so we're on the way back now to Washington. You've been here for the Mosiah opening ceremony. How have you found your stay here, your first time in the UK?
Well, first, I'm just proud that the first time that I've come to London, but I'm happy that I've come as a guest of the Alkebu-Lan Revivalist movement, and I've been treated as I would hope all of our people begin to learn how to treat not only officials of the UNIA but other brethren and sisters that they bring. And I will say that I haven't seen, because of the fact that I've been in the circle with the revivalist movement community, I haven't seen very much negativity. I've seen a little bit when I walk the street, but very, very little. So my experience has been a very positive one. So I will be able to go back to Little Babylon, the United States of Snakes, America, Washington, D.C., Dumb City, as I call sometimes. But there's a Banneker side. I will be able to go back and give a message to people that even though I came into the birthing of Babylon, London, the bowels, I was able to find GARVEYism, thanks to the continued works that have been being done. Because one thing everybody must always remember, GARVEY first came to London before he came back to Jamaica to even establish the UNIA. And then his return back to London, and for him to transition here, it's a tremendous amount of his youth spirit as well as his spirit in life at 53. So 8 going through the gate, that's what I call 8. Well, 9 is the completion of man and woman, and I believe that the spirit is manifested in this journey here in 2008, because I can see the direct spiritual ties. In regards to the programs, I have been elated. As you can probably hear in my voice right now, for those that know my voice, I'm somewhat hoarse because I have talked so much and spread so much of spirit energy, because it's come at me. I've been revitalized. I've been rejuvenated. I really feel as though my trip to Kenya, my trip to Senegal and my trip to Belize, where I experienced a lot of ancestral energy, is comparable to this trip, because this trip I have also felt that same kind of energy. And I must give props to the ritual work that's being done here, because the Honorable Redmond Battle is probably smiling throughout the cosmos and throughout the world, because we know his spirit is everywhere. He's the most recent elder who has transitioned, who was in the direct lineage of Marcus Garvey and serving as President General. So I will be sharing this information with the convention that's coming up in a few weeks. In regards to the hospitality that I've received from the entire community, as well as some of the guests that I've met, has been incredible. I have a really very, very, very good handle on what has been going on here for the last 21 years and 10 years, because I can see that it's not been an easy task, but it's been a consistent task to preserve the legacy of the Right Excellent Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. So now I understand why August is no longer August. It's called Mosiah Month. I understand that much better. In coming here and being a cub for so many years who's become a lion, I I was concerned about that because I have run into brothers and sisters globally who deal with the cult of the personality.
Yeah.
They don't deal with the works and the plan and the black print of the UNIA.
Yeah.
But I can firmly say that this particular community is not only dealing with the personality in the flesh and the living spirit all over of Marcus Garvey, Mosiah, Papa Garvey, but they're also dealing with the UNIA African Communities League.
Yeah.
So in that regard, I am very much elated because that means I got more than what I expected, and have been felt like home since I've been here. Even though I surely was not expecting to feel like home in London. So that should tell you a little bit about the kind of energy that has been around me, even though I've been right here in London. I haven't seen no gargoyles yet. I haven't seen no gargoyles yet, but that's a good thing. But on a real serious note, let me say that all of the brothers and sisters that I've met, from the leadership on down and left and right, particularly the young brothers and sisters, has been very, very, very enlightening, motivating, inspiring. I am convinced that once the resurgence of the UNIA returns to this area, it would have to be through this synergy, through this energy. It would be inappropriate for it to be anywhere else, because in actuality, it's already here. And the lifeline of the continuation of Garvey in London has always been a issue with President General Harvey, President General James, President General Maddox, President General Garvey Jr., and President General Redmond Battle, and even the current President General Wally Muji. I did not know of the direct relationship with Marcus Garvey Jr. and this very same movement. And I do know now that the attempts were made to bring him forth and front and center. But due to illness, due to a lack of his ability to travel the world, even though Marcus Garvey Jr. is still very much with us and very much a counsel and a member on our parent body, I was elated to find that out, because now I know that I was not only officially representing the Honorable Redmond Battle's legacy, but I'm officially representing the Honorable Marcus Garvey Jr.'s legacy, and officially representing every other President General all the way back to Marcus Garvey. And that means that I officially represent the ancient Alkebu-Lan spirit energy of even before the time that we can even say time. Because that is what the elders in the UNIA and Marcus Garvey are all about. And that is returning, as we say, Sankofa, to all the way back, and to bring forward the right kind of integrity and spiritual manifestation of the same energies when we rule the world. So the real whirlwind is in motion. And we knew that, but now I see that. So now it's a practical reality for me. So it's not a dream. But let me digress a little bit. Also, the first day I arrived here, before I even saw where I was staying, I was able to go to a tremendous bookstore, clothing outlet, school, and center. And then I went to a program that youth actually held, and was motivated by tremendous arts and entertainment. It reminded me of the history, reading the history of Edelweiss Park. It reminded me of the Harlem Renaissance. May not have had the numbers of people, but it had quite a few people. In fact, the location was packed. But I'm talking about in terms of large numbers. But certainly the energy that was there was extremely uplifting. And then I was also respected there and asked to share a few words. And little do some people know, is sitting and watching. I almost came to tears because it reminded me of the metamorphosis that's got to take place amongst Africans at home and abroad with how we deal with our youth. And if we all center and focus on that and tap our superconsciousness, that can become a quick reality. And a lot of the gunplay that's going on all over the world with youth against youth, we will be able to try to redirect that energy in a more positive direction. And that is what that event was all about. There was a play done there, and there were a couple of spoken word artists, MCs, and poets that dropped, just like I'm used to hearing youth back in the States drop. So that just goes to show you that not all our youth are bang, bang, bang and capping each other up. Some youth are shooting fire through word sound power, and that means some youth are getting it.
Okay, let me just ask you specifically, and I mean, you're the keynote speaker at our Mosiah opening ceremony, which was a couple of days ago, Kumba Day, Friday. What are your reflections on the opening ceremony as you experienced it?
Well, I've seen many rituals conducted. I've participated in many traditional rituals, from Arkan to Yoruba to the Ansar set to Rastafari but I have never been involved with a community who so holistically incorporated aspects of all of those ancient empire states, tradition. That's what I felt. And the rituals moved me to a point where I will never forget this. That's what ritual is supposed to be. Ritual is not something that you just participate with. Ritual is something that you can use to continue to open up your own consciousness. A month ago, I had started preparing my presentation. Little did I know that the very spirits led me to the very message, which was GARVEY, superconsciousness, and the release of fear. Well, I got that in the rituals even before I made the presentation, because the whole thing of superconsciousness means all, means God, which manifests into subconscious, which is internal, inside of us, which manifests outwardly as consciousness, which will affect your brain. That kind of energy is very important. The youth that were there, the elders that were there, the spirit energy that was there, you could feel the sincerity. You could feel the the nature of a community that was comfortable with carrying out their ritual. That to me is ritualistic, and it reminds me of the high energy that the elders used to tell me about when thousands of people used to gather and focus around the basic words of "Up you mighty race, you can accomplish what you will."
Yesterday, the Revivalist movement conducted a marriage ceremony. Can you share some of your reflections on that as well, how you found that?
Well,
today?
First of all, I thought it was very well organized. It showed to me that the movement has a lot of experience with conducting marriage ceremonies. It was very, very African. It was very, very open and not abrasive to the public, because sometimes our brothers and sisters around the world, when you talk tradition, they start thinking making all kinds of assumptions. Yet we deal with foreigners' traditions like we should be used to them. So in that regard, it was a very educational, it was a very supportive and spiritual foundation laid for two wonderful individuals who bonded. I thought that all of the rituals, even though they had to be somewhat shortened due to the nature of the time, of obviously the space that we had, but I thought everything went real smooth. I thought the leadership of the revivalist movement handled it extremely courteous, extremely respectful to the fact that they had Muslims in the audience, they had Christians in the audience, and they had probably some other, faiths in the audience. But I didn't see any one of them in the audience, whether Muslim or Christian, frown upon some of the universal messages that came across in the presentations. That's a sign of growth. We were able to go to the reception, and I was able to talk to the mothers of both of the groom, the king and the queen, groom and the bride, and they were elated that they have decided, that their youth have decided to go back to their African roots and to have their wedding ceremony done in this nature. That is a great sign. And one of the things that one of the mothers, I can't remember her name, said to me, the mother of the groom, she says,
Brother Ronaldo.
Yes, Brother Ronaldo. She says to me, isn't it so wonderful to see your youth in these days and times with so much confusion going on, dealing with their African roots, because we're all African, you know.
Yeah.
And for her to say that to me was reaffirmation that they were very, very happy. The bride and groom were extremely elated. You could feel it. You could see it on their faces. I got to ask them. And they were elated that I was able to be a part of it as the first assistant president general. Yeah. And I too have another story to tell.
So you'll be back in USA quite soon. So what are you going to tell the brothers and sisters back in the UNA, back in America, and brothers and sisters generally in the community?
I'm going to let them know that the whirlwind is very much alive here in the UK, in London, and that the revivalist movement here is definitely obviously been waiting for us for a long time, and that now that I've come, I'm going to let others know that they have to come. And not only that, we have to never forget about the importance of GARVEY spending time in London, Jamaica, the US of A, and even though he may not have stepped foot in Africa, the whirlwind is gathering and headed that way. Yeah. So I will definitely be informing brothers and sisters, and I'll be looking forward to videotapes and pictures so that they can substantiate what I come and bring to share. But I certainly will be making a loud noise about the Alkebu-Lan revivalist movement. Certainly. I will certainly be doing that. I've already called back home, and I've already told the Council General. I already told my significant other, the lady president of the King Baba Kamal, Queen Mother James Division 332 of Washington, D.C., and I will certainly be telling all of the UNIA members, and when I go to Florida to celebrate the 121st birthday of the Right Excellent Mosiah GARVEY, I will be at a town hall meeting. I will be letting them know that the whirlwind is very much alive and connected here, and for brothers and sisters to get in tune and in touch with this community here, because these are brothers and sisters who obviously have been reading and studying and waiting for the return of the UNIA, or UNIA, as they say here. But we say UNIA because you are the purpose.
Yeah. The UNIA, now, you've got the convention coming up. So you say what's on the horizon now in the immediate future for UNIA? UNIA.
Revitalization.
Right.
Revitalization of the works, words, and deeds practiced by some of our ancestors. We have to come up with innovative programs to create a practical and a functional reality. We have to create basic programs. We have to begin to continue to educate our people on really what GARVEYism is. We have to continue to work. And I'd be remiss if I do this taping without giving my props to my good brother, Dr. Tony Martin, who and I know his brother Henry Martin. Is Henry Martin still here? I don't know. But Dr. Tony Martin is the brother who informed these brothers and sisters about myself. And Dr. Tony Martin and I, we go way back. And I have a big respect for the works that Tony Martin has done. He's been consistent over the years, and I want to give all the props to Dr. Tony Martin, who told me also about how he was treated by this particular community. So that's why I knew I had to come.
Well, I remember I think the first email we got from yourself, you were thanking us for treating Brother Martin so well, because that was back in 62, 43. So the convention, when that's going to be later in, so when and where is that going to be, and what's going to be happening at the convention?
Well, this convention we are having from the 18th of Mosiah month, August, to the 24th of August. A little different timeline because it's going to be following the parade held in Philadelphia, in where the Liberty Hall is located. So what I got at this band here, this is where I get out.
What's that?
This is where I get out. Okay, but let me finish this.
Yeah.
So the convention will be dealing with a lot of issues that have been going on all around the world. And because we are closing out a legacy of the Honorable Redmond Battle, we will be doing memorials for him. We will be doing programs and projects for members. We'll have closed sessions. There's an election taking place. And I'll be running against my good brother Wale Muji. And there will be an election for the parent body. There will also be a banquet, and there will be a lot of other things that we will deal with about our land and beliefs, about what is going on with other divisions, the revitalization of divisions in Africa, the resurgence of UNIA in other areas. So we will be dealing with UNIA Centennial coming up in 2014, and we will also be dealing with how to strengthen the membership in the UNIA-ACL.